Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So today it's my weekly haul and I've managed to cover such a lot of things today. I got 42 jars of peanut butter. I've managed to get a few birthday gifts for my son whose birthday is next month. So I've started to collect for them. A bulk buy of pop for the house and all of these shopping items that you can see ahead. So as usual, I have itemised everything I've bought. I've itemised what I've actually paid for it today, what it would have cost me in the supermarket, and what my savings are. So everything here today would have cost me well over £200. Let me show you how much I've actually paid for it. So starting at the beginning, I've got a tub of peas, sweet corn and peas, and it's got a nice blob of garlic butter there. I've paid 20 pence for that today. That would have actually cost me £2.50. So that's a £2.30 savings to myself. It has a green sticker on, but it was reduced and put in the vegetable section. Next on the list is prawn flavoured tails. We've been having those a lot lately. So I've paid £1.26 for them. They would have cost £1.99 in the supermarket, which is a 73 pence saving to me. A nice bag of summer veg. Again, that's cost me 20 pence. Would have cost £1.90 in the supermarket, so £1.70 saving. A bag of really slim green beans. I've paid 20 pence. Would have been £1.30 in the supermarket, so a £1.10 saving. Just 3 eggs. I've paid 20 pence for them. The free range eggs, they would have cost me £1.20 for the 3 of them, so it's a £1 saving. A nice lettuce, we'd run out of lettuce, so I picked one up today. I've paid 42 pence for that. It's an iceberg. Would have cost me 65 pence in the supermarket, so a 23 pence saving. I got a nice tin of chicken luncheon meat, so this is for my pantry stock. I've paid 84 pence for that. Would have cost me £2 in the supermarket, or £1.16 saving. And something I haven't had for a long time. I saw these and just for the novelty I picked them up. So these are 16 Dairy Lee triangles. Now I've paid just 20 pence for those today. They would have cost me £1.75 in the supermarket.
So it's for 8. I didn't know it was 16.
Oh, so it would have cost over £3 in the supermarket. So, you know, £2.80 something savings. A nice chorizo tortilla, a bit like an omelette. I've paid 20 pence for that. Would have cost £1.95, so £1.75 saving. A nice bag of carrots. Again, I've paid 20 pence. They would have cost 70 pence, so a 50 pence saving. Again, a bag of baby carrots. I've paid 20 pence. Sorry?
Potato.
Bag of baby potatoes, that's correct. Because I'm looking at carrots, I said carrots. Bag of baby potatoes. I paid 20 pence. Would have cost £1.09, so an 89 pence saving. We've got some tomatoes. I forget what those style are called. Romano. Plum tomatoes. I've paid 20 pence for those. They should have cost 90 pence in the supermarket, so a 70 pence saving. A bag of potato croquettes. I wouldn't normally buy such a thing, and I picked a bag up on the off chance last time I went shopping, and Oscar absolutely loves them. So I picked another bag up for him today. So I paid £1.68 for them. They would normally cost £2.10 in the supermarket, so a 42 pence saving. A nice bag of red potatoes. How lovely do they look? Again, I paid 20 pence for them. They would have cost £2 in the supermarket, so £1.80 saving. A bag of porridge. Again, I paid 20 pence for that. Would have cost £2.75 in the supermarket, so a £2.55 saving. And how lovely do these cookies look? So, 2 chocolate with white chips and 2 white with dark chips. I've paid 50 pence for that bag of 4 cookies today. They would have cost £4 each, in the 50 pence each in the bakery, coming to £2, so £1.50 saving. The cinnamon wheels, Oscar's had these before and he absolutely enjoys them. So there's 4 in that bag. Again, I've paid 50 pence. Would have cost £2.80 in the supermarket, so a £2.30 saving. And a bag I keep picking up because we love focaccia. So it's a bag of focaccia bread mix. I've paid 20 pence for that. Would have cost 79 pence, so a 59 pence saving. As usual, a nice tin of custard. We do like a drop of custard with our cake. So I paid 20 pence for that. Would have been £1.10, so a 90 pence saving. A tin of pork stew for the prepping pantry along with the chicken. I've paid 20 pence for that. Would have cost £2.10, so £1.90 saving. And again, Heinz beans, we eat these all the time, especially at weekend breakfasts. So I paid 20 pence for the Heinz beans. They would have cost £1.40, so a £1.20 saving all day, every day. A nice 2-litre bottle of still water. I've paid 40 pence for that. Would have been 80 pence in the supermarket, so 40 pence saving. I got 3 of my coffee mates, so I'm paying £3 each for these. So I've paid £9. Would have cost me £12 to buy them where I normally buy them. So a £3 saving. So I'm saving a pound on each one, which is fantastic. I got 4 cheese twists. I got those absolutely free. Now, they would have cost me £3.60 in the supermarket, so full savings there. I got 2 pistachio croissants, absolutely free. They would have cost £2.70. I got 4 iced donuts, absolutely free again. They would have cost 95 pence. I got 2 chocolate chip danishes, absolutely free. They would have cost me £1.40. In this large bag, there's 11 cheese crusted ciabattas, absolutely free. Now, had I bought those in the supermarket, they would have cost me £4.25. Fabulous. And I got 5 of the normal plain ciabattas. I got them absolutely free. They would have cost £2 in the supermarket bakery. And I also got 2 garlic flavoured ones as well, absolutely free. And they would have been £2 in the supermarket bakery. 2 loaves of the Jackson's bread, which is really delicious, toasted. We like that toasted, don't we? With lashings of butter. I got those absolutely free, and they would have cost me £3.60 in the supermarket. If you're asking why all the bread items are free, they always give bread items free in the food initiative because they don't want any left behind and it put in landfill. And there's lots and lots for everyone to take their fair share. Now, we don't eat all this specifically in a week. We keep treat things out that we're going to eat. There's 3 of us that we're feeding. Some go in the freezer, and then they'll come out at a later date or given away to people or parcelled off to us or etc. So none of it goes to waste. None of it's left to go stale. It's all cared for. So I got a Warburton's loaf for 20 pence. That would have cost me £1.40 in the supermarket. So a £1.20 saving. And right at the bottom is a sesame seed bar. Absolutely delicious. If you never tasted those sesame seed crackers or seed bars, I highly recommend them because they are absolutely delicious. I paid 42 pence for that. would have been 90 pence in the supermarket, so 48 pence saving. As I already mentioned at the head of the video, I got 42 jars, small jars albeit, but 42 jars. What's the grammage in that?
170.
So it's 170 grams per jar, and they are maple syrup. Now, for the last month or so, I've been picking up 6, 7, 8 jars a week. They were initially giving them 2 jars for 25 pence, so I was getting 8 for £1. I negotiated a deal because they're trying to get rid of them as quickly as possible, and I managed to get the 42 jars for £2.50. Now, to do that breakdown, it's 5.9 pence, so it's just under 6 pence per jar. I've got lots of recipes to use the peanut butter with. We already buy peanut butter on a weekly basis. It's always in my haul. This is now a year's supply, along with what else I've got in the pantry. I now have a year's supply of peanut butter, so I shouldn't have to buy it. So that is one thing ticked off, along with the butter, along with a couple of other things that I don't need to buy for a 12-month period. And I'm really happy that I've negotiated that for just £2.50. Now listen to how much this would have cost. It would have cost £63 to buy them individually in the supermarket for 42 jars of this maple peanut butter. We have searched the internet for new prices today, and it was available at one point, which was more expensive. It would have been more than the £60. It was £2.99 at one point in Iceland supermarket. They've now taken it off the shelves. I don't know why, or they just haven't restocked. And now you can only buy it over the internet. So now we've got the price down to £63. So minus my £2.50, that's a saving of £60.50 for a 12-month supply of peanut butter. Woohoo! I'm really happy with that. I got 24 cans, small cans of white lemonade. I've paid £3 for those small cans of lemonade today. If I'd have bought them in the supermarket, they would have cost £14, so that's £11 savings to me. Now, these items I've put separate. It's my son's birthday next month, my eldest son, and I'm just starting to put bits and bobs to one side. So I've bought him this Lynx set. So it says the Essential Collection. So it's essential oil sprays, blue lavender, emerald sage, and aqua bergamot. So I've paid 10 times 42 pence, which is obviously £4.20. Had I bought that, the only place we could see it available was Boots. Had I bought it in Boots, it would have cost me £24. So that's a £19.80 savings, which is lovely. The limp reindeer, you see it's 2 items. It cost me 84 pence for the limp reindeer. Had I bought that in the supermarket, it would have been £2. So it's a £1.16 saving. Just a pack of mints. I'm just throwing a few sweetie items in as well. Pack of mints. I've paid 50 pence for those. They would have cost £1, so a 50 pence saving. And this is a Peaky Blinders moisturiser, and I'm sure he'll really enjoy that. So it's cost me 5 times 42 pence, which is £2.10. Had I bought that on its own, it would have cost me £6. So it's a £3.90 saving. This tub of sweets was in the food initiative for the last 2 weeks, and it had 3 red stickers on, so they've been asking for £3. And I've looked at it and I've carried on walking because I wasn't prepared to pay £3 for it. And when I went in today, it just had the 1 red sticker on for £1. So my son is really funny about the dates. I've had to check all the dates on everything for him. And I checked the date, and this is the best before is the 7th of the 7th, 27. So we'll be more than happy with the items here. So had I bought those jellies, I can't even find it. I can't even find it on the list. So we've got the lint set. No. They were about £5 on the internet, so I've saved £4 on that. So that's another £5 that I see on the total that I haven't done. And also just 2 packs of just jellies, fizzies. So one's cola straws, one's rainbow belts. I've paid £42 a pack for each of them. And each of them would have cost 65 pence, so I've saved 23 pence on both of those. This is quite nice. I'll just show you what I got here. So this one is the Dairy Milk collection, and inside is a pack of caramel ribbons, a pack of dairy milk buttons, and orange flavour buttons. There's 3 large bars of chocolate, Oreo, dairy milk, whole nut, and then there's 4 more smaller bars. So I've paid £5 for the whole of that box today, which I thought was absolutely fabulous, and I think it's a lovely little gift. So I've paid £5 for that. Had I bought it in the supermarket, it would have been something like £17, but we also saw that it was available in some of the cheaper shops, B&M's, Home Bargain, etc. So we've gone with their price. So we've called it £10. It's £10 in the cheap shops. So I've doubled my money basically. I've spent £5. It's worth £10, and I've saved a £5. So all in all today, on everything that you see. Oh yeah, sorry, there's 2 more things for me to show you. Look at me getting all excited to tell you how much I've saved. I also came across these. Now, they don't look best for wear, but they just need a good drink. They just need to be put in a bigger pot to let the roots spread. So these are 2 lollipop fuchsias. The Alma is the name. And I think once they've had a good drink of water, once they're given the roots space to grow in a little bit of a larger pot, I think they'll be fabulous for our garden for over the summer period. So I've paid £3 each for those today. In the supermarket Aldi, they were available for £7 each. So I've spent £6 in total, would have cost me £14. So it's an £8 savings. So all in all today, everything on the table and everything you see behind me, I've paid £44.20. Had I bought all of this in the supermarket, it would have cost me £210.87, which gives me a grand saving of £166.67, and that's without even adding on the extra £4 from the jellies that I saved. So that's absolutely bizarre. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this haul. I missed doing a haul last week. Something happened last minute and we weren't able to do it. But I really enjoy, as you know, I really enjoy bringing these to you. So let me know in the comments what you think of all the little treats. Do you think these will survive in the garden this year? I'm feeling quite positive. I think they will. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please take care, remember you're loved, and always know the world is a better place with you in it. Bye, love.